Hello, good evening Tribuners. Welcome back with me Mutiara in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news is death toll in deadly bus accident on the Surabaya-Mojokerto toll route increases by 1. The death toll in a tourist bus single accident on the Surabaya-Mojokerto toll route increased by 1% to 15 people on Thursday, 19 May 2022. The additional death toll was Nazwa Dwi Yuniati, who was 13 years old. The victim breathed his last after undergoing treatment at Gatol Hospital, Mojokerto Regency for 3 days from Monday 16 May 2022 until 3:30 a.m. on Thursday 19 May 2022. The head of public relations for the East Java Regional Police Grand Commissioner Dirmanto revealed that the bodies of the additional victims had been transferred to the morgue of the Dr. Wahidin Sudiro Husodo Mojokerto Regional General Hospital. In the near future, the body will be handed over to the family for burial in the area where the victim lives, namely in Benowo Pakal District, Surabaya. As a result of the traffic accident, there were a number of victims, namely 9 male victims, including 2 children and 4 adults. The victim is male, totaling 9 adults. The next news is the convict in the case of illegal logging in Nagaraya has been arrested. The Aceh High Prosecutor's Fugitive Race Team with the Nagaraya District Attorney Show Team arrested a convict who was on the wanted list for Edi Saputra Bin Zainuddin. The convict Edi was arrested in connection with the illegal logging case in Nagaraya on Tuesday, May 17, 2022 at around 10:30 p.m. After being a fugitive for 5 years after the decision of the Supreme Court was handed down. The convict Edi Saputra was sentenced to 1 year in prison and a fine of 500 million rupiah subsidiary to 1 month in prison. After being arrested, the team executed Edi Saputra, who was then taken to the second-class B prison in Mewlabo to serve his sentence according to the court decision. The Nagaraya District Attorney Muib Truk, the head of the General Criminal Section, Raden Bayu Ferdian, said that the convict had been running away and the arrests were assisted by the Nagaraya Reserve Police. The next news is a man found dead in his rented house. Karyadi was found dead in a rented house with the address at Pak Mangga Street, Pangkallalang Village, Tanjungpandan District, Belitung Regency on Wednesday, 18 May 2022. The incident shocked the locals. Meanwhile, the victim's body was evacuated to the Marsidi Judono Regional General Hospital for a post-mortem at Revertum, but family refused an autopsy. He explained that the chronology began when the victim's family in East Belitung Regency became suspicious because the last 2 days there had been no communication. Finally, he asked his brother and neighbors for help to check the condition of the victim in his rented house. When he arrived at the rented house, the victim did not respond to the knock on the door, so he decided to force open the back door. It turned out that the victim had died in a prone position while holding a cell phone on the bed. The next news is the big drug dealer in Bangka has been arrested by the police. The Gradak team, led directly by the head of the narcotics unit, First Police Inspector Deni Wahyudi, managed to secure 3.6 kilograms of methamphetamine and 355 pills of ecstasy during the arrest on the Sungai Liat Belinyu Road section in Riau Village, Riau Silip District, Bangka Regency, in the Genas Pangkal Pinang, and the suspect's resident at Kampak, Pangkallalang City on Tuesday, May 17, 2022. 41 years old Tri Junianto, a resident of Pangkallalang, was arrested when he was about to deliver evidence to a network dealer. The arrest of Tri Junianto alias Tri was carried out when the Gradak team received information that a drug transaction would occur in Raya Village, Raya District, Bangka Regency. The Gradak team immediately went to Raya Village. When they found vehicles and people suspected of passing, they were immediately followed. Members of the Gradak team, when they saw the suspected motorbike rider while riding a motorbike, handed something to another rider, wasting no time. Members of the Gradak team immediately rammed their motorbike into the suspect's motorbike, causing it to fall off the side of the Sungai Liat Belitung highway. Suspect 3 was immediately arrested and handcuffed by the Gradak team of the narcotics unit of the Bangka Reserve Police as an anticipation. Furthermore, in front of the head of the local neighborhood association and residents, a search was carried out. 3 sling bags found 4 large packages of crystal methamphetamine weighing 169.2 grams and 10 ecstasy pills. Seeing the large amount of evidence, head of the narcotics unit, First Police Inspector Denny Wahyudi, ordered his staff to carry out developments. The next news is 2 narcotics couriers in Medan sentences to life in prison. 2 heroin couriers, Muhammad Azhar Nasution, age 41 years old, and Andi Nova Siregar, with the age 35 years old, looked shocked after being sentenced to life imprisonment at the Medan District Court on Wednesday, 18 May 2022. The 2 defendants who attended the online trial did not believe they were given life imprisonment by the panel of judges. The panel of judges, chaired by Safril Pardamean, immediately confirmed this. Hearing this, the defendant immediately pleaded with him to be to be relieved. However, the judge said there were other legal remedies that could be taken. Previously, the panel of judges in their injunction said that, as for the aggravating things for the action of the 2 defendants, they did not support the government's program in eradicating narcotics crimes. Their action were disturbing the community and could damage the nation's generation. It is known that the judge's verdict is heavier than the demand of the public prosecutor, Edi Saputra Bin Zainuddin, who previously charged to the 2 defendants with a prison term of 15 years. The next news is public visits to the national capital 0 Point will be limited. Public visits to the national capital 0 Point, North Penajam Pasir Regency will be limited. This was conveyed by the Secretary of the Sepaku Sub-District, Adi Kustaman, to tribunkaltim.co on Wednesday, 18 May 2022. He said the decision to limit visits was suspected to have increased the number of public visits from time to time. Most recently, visits during the Eid al-Fitr yesterday even reached more than 5,000 people. This condition is exacerbated by the continued accumulation of waste quantity which is left by the visitor. In addition, the restriction of Visit 2.0 is also aimed at facilitating the activities of policymakers, especially in relocating the state capital. The general public who wish to visit the 0 Point Geodetic Monument, the capital of the archipelago, are given the opportunity on Saturday, Sunday, and national holidays with a visit time of 1 hour. The restrictions on visits by the general public are flexible, and every month the management team will conduct an evaluation regarding the restriction on visit, and the evaluation will end until the Sepaku district is truly under the authority of the National Capital Authority Agency of the archipelago. The last news is The official residence and private residence of the Ambon Major are not actively investigated by the KPK. The official resident and private resident of the inactive Ambon Major Richard Low Henapesi were also searched by the Corruption Eradication Commission of the Republic Indonesia on Wednesday, 18 May 2022. The search started at the Ambon Major office house in Karangpanjang, and the anti-riot team only returned with one large suitcase. The team proceeded to Lowe Henapse's private residence in Kayu Putih, Sirimau District, Ambon, and around 5:30 p.m. From the search for approximately 1.5 hours at the private residence of the number one person in Ambon, the Corruption Eradication Commission brought back one suitcase and one bag. After the search at Low Henapesi's house, the team then went to Andrew Hehanusa's private house, Bere-Bere, Ambon. At the house of the administrative staff of the Ambon city government, not long after, less than an hour, the Corruption Eradication Commission immediately rushed back in 3 cars. Low Henapesi and Hehanusa are 2 suspects in the alleged corruption case of giving gifts or promises related to the approval of the principal permit for the construction of a retail branch in the year 2022 in Ambon City and receiving gratitudes. Currently, Low Henapesi and Hehanusa have been detained first until the 1st of June 2022. Meanwhile, the suspect Amri was not detained after the examination on the grounds that there was not enough solid evidence. Well, I think that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.